I listened to much of the game with you and Mike, but for those who might not have heard it, how does one describe 17 punts? How does one paint that word picture, Ian?
Yes, it takes a creative soul to attack that from a play-by-play perspective. You know what? My expectation level going in was that we were not going to have much offense, so I wasn't really that shocked at the final score, at the way the game turned out, and how the game played out. Buffalo hung in there. Bills made enough plays to be in it down the stretch. It was a shame that Tyrod Taylor went down with the injury because it would have been exciting to see a couple of plays. I thought Peterman might be able to carve himself into Buffalo lore.
He had that shot. His first snap was fourth down, and he converted it.
Yep.
Kept it alive, man. That was it.
Yeah, but ultimately, you were talking about a prime-time defense with Jacksonville. Buffalo had a tough time generating offense to begin with, going against that D. And that's really, to me, the interesting narrative to this game with Pittsburgh. If Jacksonville can hang, if they can make it intriguing in the fourth quarter, the defense is going to have to create some things on their own because they just can't score with this Steelers squad. They can't. They're not equipped to do that on offense. As good as Fournette was in the first half of the year, there has been a drop-off, and they've leaned more on Bortles. The problem was we saw some of the old Bortles last week compared to the Bortles that we had seen from Week 10 to Week 15, and they're hoping maybe he can conjure up some of the memories from late in the season and not the playoff game against Buffalo.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this question that a lot of people are asking, and I'm going to infuse it with the caveat that you are a lead pipe wielding professional who calls multiple sports. No, seriously, I am being serious here. You are. Okay. And you call football, basketball, you call multiple sports. You've been around professional athletes of all shapes and sizes, so you know how difficult it is to reach the pinnacle of the NFL. But with the play calling that we saw, do you think, and at times where Jacksonville just flat out just took the ball out of Bortles' hands, do you think Blake Bortles was playing scared on Sunday, Iron Eagle?
Yeah, I think in the context of that description, yes. I believe that Bortles didn't want to make a big mistake. It probably was pounded into his mind over and over again. Do not turn the ball over. Do not hand them a gift. And the reality is they won because of that. He did just enough with his legs. That's not going to work against Pittsburgh.
Right.
So that mentality, which was fine, gets you a playoff win and gets you to the next step. The bigger picture for Jacksonville is not even just this week, Rich. It's down the road when they have to make large decisions about their roster and whether or not Blake Bortles is going to be back at $19.1 million next year. These are the kinds of games that determine your fate. And look, you've been around this a long time, as have I. When you're picked third overall in the draft, when you're paid a ton of money, there is a certain expectation level that comes with that. And because of it, that's why Bortles gets a lot of the criticism that he gets. And also because he hasn't produced consistently in the passing game. We just haven't seen enough consistent production. There have been flashes, there have been moments, but if you look at him and the totality of who he is, he's not obviously in that upper echelon of quarterbacks. He's in the mid to late area of assessing QBs because he just hasn't been able to do it year in and year out. He doesn't throw the ball with confidence.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.